Good afternoon, everyone here at Queens College. I want to welcome you all to the 25-26 Presidential Debate and Vice President Debate. At this time, first of all, my name is William Barron. I am the current student body president. And now it is that time of the year where I must say goodbye and pass the torch on to someone else. So at this time, I would like the senators that are here that will be voting on, like to come up. If you can just stand up with senators one at a time. Introduce yourself.
Hi, hello. My name is Saib Singh. I'm currently a freshman here at QC, and I'm running as senator for your student government. Now, outside of campus, I have 3 years of experience in tax at Jackson Hewitt and Solace LSD. On campus, I'm currently the president of the Sixth Student Association, public manager for the accounting club, as well as the media head for Ascend. If you let me, I'd like to create change on campus. Thank you.
Thank you. The next senator.
Hey everybody, my name is Luis Cubero and I'm currently a computer science and econ major here at Queens College. I will be running as senator again, and I'll be working with club leaders to make sure that their technology is more up to date, including the club budget forms, as I see that's a huge pain point. Also, I am launching a New York City student community for students in tech and business, and we are currently working with student leaders across 30 campuses. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Matthew Marchena. I am the co-founder of the largest club on QC for business students. We are thriving with over 50 companies for Fortune 500 companies, and I sit on all the exec board for all the business clubs on campus. Thank you.
Hello everybody, good afternoon. My name is Rag Saraya and I'm an international student ambassador in addition to being a cultural club leader. I've worked to foster inclusivity for everybody on campus, and if elected again, I will work for the same. Thank you.
Hey, my name is Aryan Mittu. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm a quantitative economics and a treasurer and co-founder of Indian Student Association. So we foster students and help the students, and I'm honored to be running as a senator. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Chidram Prasad, commonly known as Vikash on campus. I am a first semester sophomore. I work with the ISACA Student Association on campus as their treasurer. And if elected to be a part of your Senate board, I would try to get more opportunities for our tech students, especially in cybersecurity. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Andrew Sudath. I'm the current / ex Senate chairman of the Student Association, and I am running as a senator this year. And I look forward to working with each and every one of you. Good luck to everyone.
Hello everyone, I'm Neeraj Tamrakar from India, a psychology major as a president and a co-founder of Indian Student Association. I'm honored to stand in front of you today as a candidate for senator. I'm excited to connect with you like-minded and explore for opportunity our growth. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ryan Jackron. I serve on the board for some of the business clubs here on campus, and I'm super excited to be able to serve the student interest through the academic side. Thank you.
All right, I think that's all of our senators. All right, once again, let's give them a round of applause. So at this time, I would like to call up the vice presidents and they'll do a little quick introduction of themselves.
Thank you so much, William Barron. My name is Johan Mueller. I am an accounting student here at Queens College. I am honored to be running as your vice president. So I have a bit of things to say. I'm honored to be running as a vice president of Student Association alongside Ashandi Rajkumar. As a first generation Latino student, pursuing an accounting degree, I understand the challenges many of us face navigating college, finding opportunities, and making our voices heard. Since joining the Student Association in the fall of 2022, as a student senator and now serving as a Sikh senator, I've dedicated myself in advocating for students just like yourself. As a Latino student, I know firsthand the importance of having resources that support our diverse backgrounds. That's why I strongly advocate for immigrant support and career opportunities, ensuring that every student, regardless of background, has the tools and guidance that you need to succeed after college. But I'm not alone in this. I'm here with Sean, someone who has not only been my mentor, has been tirelessly advocating for students everywhere in this campus. Sean is the reason why I've been able to find my place here in Queens College in many communities, such as Alpha, Alas, and many other clubs. This election isn't just about us, it's about you, and it's about making Queens College a place where every student thrives. So I ask for your support, not just for myself, but for Sean and for the future of students whose voices should be shared around this campus. Thank you so much.
Want to give another round of applause for our VP. So at this time, I will call up our best of us, the president, to come up, Mr. Sean Rakaba, and Brandon Adams. So at this time, I'm going to tell you about the rules and regulation of the debate. Debate will follow as structured format, including introductions, questions, rounds, and closing statements. Each candidate will have 2 minutes for introductions. Each candidate will have 1 minute to respond to each question. Candidates will have 2 minutes each for their closing statements. A timekeeper of the moderator will signal candidates when their time is almost up. If a candidate exceeds their time limit, the moderator will politely but firmly cut them off to maintain fairness. Rules for the candidate conduct. Candidate must remain respectful toward each other, the moderator, and the audience. No personal attacks, interruptions, or off-topic responses will be permitted. If a candidate interrupts another speaker, their microphone may be muted. At the speaking, candidate will be given extra time. Candidates should directly answer the questions asked without excessive deviation. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yes, okay, excellent.
All right.
Introductions, please.
Okay. How's everybody doing? I'm Brandon Adams. How's everybody doing? I'm Brandon Adams. I'm currently running for president of Student Association. Honestly, I'm very passionate about the students, helping the students. My experience entails I've been vice president of the Student Association, elected 2 times in these last 2 years. I founded the Dominican Student Union. I'm president of Winter Circle. And I feel like I'm the student who has the most unique perspective and perspicacity in order to properly take the Student Association as well as the student body to the next level by advocating for the students and by properly putting which students in which places as well as which initiatives and ideas for each individual Student Association committee to properly better navigate our QC community and help our students to do the same. Now, as vice president for the last 2 years, I've had a unique experience to be able to learn in depth, view in depth, form my own opinions, and have a better idea of what each individual student association committee could do, could have potential to do, and should be doing in order to take us to the next level and better help our student body as a whole. Now, personally, I'm Dominican. I speak Spanish. Yo hablo español. I'm a commuter student. I come here every single day. I come in the morning, and then I leave usually late at nighttime because I'm here for the students, and I'm not here for myself. I don't do this for myself, nor do I do this for any kind of personal gain. That's all it is with me. Thank you.
Brandon Adams, you have the floor. Your introduction, please.
All right, thank you. I just want to start off by saying thank you guys for coming out here today. I'm really excited to be here. Can I hear, if you guys are excited to be here, you guys happy to be here? Yeah. Honestly, over the past 2 years, it's been past 3 years in student association. It's been honestly an honor and a privilege to serve my community. For those of you that don't know me and those of you that are watching, my name is Sean D. Rajkumar, and I'm currently the business advisor at the Career Center for Student Internships and Engagement. I'm a math and economics tutor at the Learning Commons, and I'm also the president and founder of Queens College Ascend. My past positions and title include being the former career development chairman at the Student Association and being the former head of the Senate for the students. As president, I have played in a lot of different roles in the Student Association, and having worked my way up from a regular committee member all the way up until being the previous president-elect, which I didn't win the debate, but I still didn't let that deter me. I still found ways to get involved on campus on the staff and administration side, and throughout this year, I have learned from the staff and faculty side, kind of like the other services that we need to help students, including counseling, mental health, different academic things that students need, and kind of how to streamline the experience for students. As student government president, I look to support different services on campus to kind of help the student experience evolve. One other thing that I very much want to help the Academic Senate as a whole is course evaluations, which will help students find better classes so they have an easier time with professors. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So right now, we will start the debate. Remember, each candidate will have 1 minute to respond to each of the questions. The first question was responded to Mr. Brandon Adams. What leadership experiences have best prepared you for the role of Student Association President? And how will they help you serve the student body?
Your phone.
Sorry about that.
No problem. Okay, well, I have a lot of leadership experiences. To start off, I'll first start off by saying my monthly meetings that I have in the Student Association have prepared me, and a lot of things I've done, a lot of things that I do with coordinating people, with moving people together and talking to people helps me and prepares me to be able to better handle being president of the Student Association. One example are the monthly meetings that I hold each month with the different committee chairs of the Student Association in order to coordinate and better think about ideas, talk about things that we're gonna do, everything like that. Another thing that I have done includes events. There's certain events that I have hosted. There's certain events like, for example, a Black Cultural Night that we had last Thursday, and it was a beautiful event where I was put in these positions and I was put here where I'm able to speak to individual people. 10 seconds? Well, I'm able to speak to individual people. I'm able to put people together. I'm able to talk to people. I have these
Time.
All right.
Thank you.
Could you repeat the question, please?
The question is, what leadership experience have best prepared for you for the Student Association President, and how will they help you serve the student body?
Okay, thank you for the question.
No
So
problem.
I had a different experience from most students on campus when joining the Student Association. Usually students start off in the club and they find out about the Student Association. On my first day on campus, I joined the Career Development Committee with Brandon Castro and Moses Parente. So I've spent the past 3 years in the Student Association. Being a former chair and being in charge of the Senate, I've led a lot of the initiatives from the Career Development Committee, starting a resume template, which has been used by over 1,000 students on campus to land a lot of jobs and internships. And I just want to show this quick flyer real quick. Does anyone remember this from last year for the shuttle bus referendum? Yeah. So I put down 300 of my own dollars to print these flyers to get the referendum done, which reallocated $1.3 million in funding for students. And currently, in this year for the Student Association, that tripled the budget to around $253,000. If I'm your president, I will continue to lead initiatives and strong change on campus like no one has done before. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Now for the next question. Start off with you. Queens College has a diverse student population. How do you plan to ensure that all student voices, including those from underrepresented groups, are heard and considered in decision-making?
That's a great question, William. Thank you. Again, I'd just like to kind of call on my experience in the Student Association. Back when I first started out, William wasn't the president. He was actually the non-traditional chair. And I feel like having him as a mentor from the start really widened my eyes to the different types of students on campus, knowing that students that are veterans, students that are parents, and students that have different mental health conditions. Having worked with a lot of different places on campus, like the Learning Commons, the Career Center, and the counseling service, I've learned that around 5,000 students use the Learning Commons every single semester. I've learned that the counseling services actually is underfunded, and that veteran students don't really have a lot of resources on campus. I remember I had a conversation with a student that had to go back into the military, and the teacher was unwilling to work with them with their classes, which by Queens College law, the professor is supposed to help with that. But I want to advocate for those students because when I hear students not getting the resources that they need and the resources that they deserve, it makes me upset. And I want you guys to share in that struggle and fight for change.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, question for you, sir. Would you like me to repeat it or?
Yes.
Okay. Queens College has a diverse student population. How do you plan to ensure that all student voices, including those from underrepresented groups, are heard and considered in decision making?
I feel like the best way to meet students and to hear from the students is by meeting the students where they are. Now, one of the ways that I intend on doing this is by having a specific system called a Student Association Checkpoint, which you may have seen before on campus. Now, it wasn't as widely circulated. However, with a revamp and with a redo of this system, I feel like, for example, putting up a Student Association Checkpoint on nearly every bulletin board on campus provides the students with any kind of issue. If they see that, they could tell us directly and they could give us our own, like they could give us their own input right there when they happen, right there when they encounter an issue. And doing this, it would allow us to reach the students exactly where they are. So you could be in Kylie, you could be in Queens Hall, you could be in Powdermaker, you could be in Rathis, and then if you encounter an issue, you see a Student Association Checkpoint and you hit that. Now that's only one method that I have on doing this. I feel like it's also imperative to have Student Association tabling and to incorporate a lot more on-campus presence when it comes to Student Association.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right. Okay. Now the third question, we'll start it with you, Mr. Brandon Adams. What initiatives will you push to help students better prepare for post-graduation success, including internships, career services, and networking opportunities?
Okay, I feel like the best way in order to prepare students for postgraduate success is to utilize our committees and to utilize the committee's potential in terms of communicating and connecting with the different campus resources that we could better connect the students to. Now, in doing this, we will create a feedback loop that will always, of course, with the proper publication, it will give us the ability to connect with more campuses, more companies, more businesses, more industries. And in doing so, we could quite literally connect the students to a much broader variety of these people. Now, of course, when I talk about career, I'm not just talking about accounting, finance. I'm talking about every single career at Queens College. So it could be music. It could be even minors. It could be a bunch of things that go on at Queens College that we would always, with these different initiatives, push to connect these students.
Thank you. All right, we'll give that answer to you. Would you like me to restate the question for you, sir? Yes, thank you, Mr. Sean. What initiatives will you push to help students better prepare for post-graduation success, including internships, career services, and networking opportunities?
Okay, thank you for that question. I kind of feel that question is perfect for me given my experience in Queens College. So even when I was just a member of the Career Development Committee before I had any titles, I was going around helping people network, interview, and create resume templates. And I've already done significant progress in that. So on the Career Center's website, actually, my personal resume template is there. And that's how students land internship opportunities at the traditional firms like accounting, finance, and that's great and all, but we need to appeal to other students. Definitely the initiatives that I like that Vaughn Sudiel had throughout the year was the Careers Across the Spectrum, where he found panelists to help out different students from different backgrounds. And especially with my team, they're not just all business majors. They're people from the music industry, people from psychology, and different people that are kind of specialists in these fields that can really help them out. And just a little bit of background on myself, I do come from a finance background. I've interned at Blackstone, Bloomberg, and Wells Fargo, which I have a full-time offer line for when I graduate. So I have significant experience doing this. And also working with the NABA president, we are looking to host an event with NABA, which is National Association of Black Accountants, to help them raise employment in the Black community later in the summer. Thank you.
Thank you. Well done. Okay. All right. Next question towards you, Mr. Sean. Student Association controls a budget that directly impacts student services and events. How will you ensure that funds are allocated transparently and effectively?
I think that's a great question. I think one of the biggest changes I want to make going with the Student Association forward is I've observed in different colleges like Baruch and UAlbany, where their student senates actually have Instagram pages or communication outlines where they show the meetings, and these are actually big events. The Senate, historically, as long as I've been here, has been underrepresented and hasn't shown. It's literally written in one of our Constitution bylaws that the books must be public and students must see it. But in all my 4 years of being here, I have never seen the books one time in my entire life. Going forward, I want to make sure we have financial transparency so students know where the money's going and kind of like where the resources are being sent. Because some students and clubs seem to get more funding depending on who they know and what happens, but there's different organizations like ALAS who can always pull like 40, 50 people in the room on a budget of like $200. And the ISA is having an event for Holi where they're getting like 300 people, but they only got $200. So I feel like it's wholly unfair with how funding goes to different clubs and organizations when the ones that are really putting in the work aren't being recognized. So I want to make it more fair and equitable for them to get the funding to push the organization.
Thank you. Mr. Brandon Adams, would you like me to start and restate the question?
Yes, please.
Excellent. Student Association controls a budget that directly impacts the student services and events. How will you ensure that funds are allocated transparently and effectively?
To ensure that funds are allocated transparently and effectively, obviously, I feel like something that I would personally do is we will have to keep it up on the Student Association page. We'll have to keep it on the website and put it in a place where every student can see it. That's the most direct and quick way to accomplish that task. Of course, we will have to strengthen and enforce and train our treasurer and train the secretary in order to be able to properly keep and document these things. Having it in person as well as having it digitally is the most effective format for doing this, of course. And I also feel like a good thing to implement would be to have a system where students could also request to see it. For example, they submit a form where they want to see it and we send it, you show them, send them the link to show it. That's what I believe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Next, question number 5. Start with you, sir. How will you ensure accountability within your administration and work collaboratively with students, faculty, and staff to bring meaningful change to Queens College?
Ensuring accountability is something that is not only done on behalf of the internal members of the Student Association, but as well as our student voices and the people who count on us to be their voices and advocates for them. I feel like something that I would do personally is, of course, within the Student Association, strengthen the way that we track who comes in, the way that we track the hours that everybody puts in order to properly account for who is doing what work, in addition to the tasks that are being given to each individual person to better manifest change on campus. Now, that's just one thing. Of course, in terms of accountability, we should also have a method where students are able to personally come and write their complaints for the student government so that it could be reviewed by the e-board and it could be reviewed by the people within the organization. There should be a QR code and there should be something like a form where they could submit it in the office itself so people could so we could show people and let people know you can actually do this and you can actually let us know.
Thank you.
And then take proper action.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were done. Thank you. All right, next question. Would you like to read? Same question. Thank you. How will ensure accountability with your administration and work collaboratively with students, faculty, and staff to bring meaningful change to Queens College?
I think the idea of accountability and kind of like getting more collaboration and communication between different students, faculty, and departments, I think it stems from the problem that Student Association and a lot of clubs on campus don't really have a good reputation. When people come to Queens College, they don't even know what the senators are. They don't even know we have a student union or association. One thing I definitely want to do before I leave this institution is I want to make the Student Association have a reputation and kind of have those positions, not just like the president and the vice president, kind of have stats in it and clout. I want everyone that's involved with the organization, from the senators, the FSDC, to even the vice chairs, to kind of have their names out there and be put out. I think one of the things that I haven't really seen too much over my 4 years here was kind of seeing that the marketing of the Student Association. You don't really know who well, not the president, everyone knows the president and the vice president, but you don't know who your secretary is, you don't know your treasurers, you don't know who these people are on campus to communicate with. Like even today too, when programming, we had to advocate a little bit to get Johan to speak a little bit, for the senators to give their little pitch. I feel like little things like that will get people to care and put a reputation back into the community, and it would be a much better thing.
Time. Thank you. Thank you. All right, next question. Start with you, Sean. Queens College serves as a large commuter population. How will you ensure that commuter students feel engaged and including in-campus activities?
Can you say the question again?
Queens College serves a large commuter population. How will you ensure that commuter students feel engaged and included in campus activities?
I feel like activities like Club Day, are very good examples of how to get students engaged and get them to know. But what if you have class during that day? I know one of the biggest complaints about the club day that we had recently was students had other obligations or had other things going on. I think creating more like club fairs or times where we can showcase our clubs and student life would be a very good way to get students involved. And another thing that I really want to push to going forward is kind of like a mentor-mentee system, like a big buddy system. Because kind of like how I got involved with things on campus was my mentor, Moses. He kind of took me and taught me how my academics work, how to apply to classes, how to get a job and stuff like that. And so one thing that people don't really think about is kind of like once you've had some level of success, you always look to take on mentees. Over the past 3 years, I've taken on many mentees that have become club presidents. They've gotten good internships and stuff like that. And they're all very willing and capable to teach the next generation. Like even with QC Ascend, Matthew Marchena helped start a program that would help to get us mentees. And we have around 13 mentors and 50 mentees. So definitely a part of the student association. I would try to get commuter students and like these new students when they're freshmen to kind of get into the system and work with us.
Thank you. Same question. Would you like to be reinstated?
Yes, please.
Excellent. Queens College serves as a large commuter population. How will you ensure that commuter students feel engaged and include in-campus activities?
Given that majority of students at Queens College are commuter students, I feel like our proper utilization of the non-traditional committee would, of course, better help us to effectively get these population of students. Now, given the fact that most of the students are commuter students, there's also a new club on campus called the QC Motorsports Club. And I feel like the best way to reach these students is by going to the clubs and empowering the clubs in order to actually to hit these students, to help them, to reach them, and to support them. Because that's when we help our clubs, and we help our clubs, which most of the commuter students go to, now the clubs tell them about us. And now we are able to, if not directly, indirectly assist our commuter students in better being able to navigate campus life and better being able to be better students at Queens College and get through it. That's my take.
Thank you. Okay. Next question. Start with you, Mr. Brandon Adams. Okay. What are your plans to promote sustainability and environmental awareness on campus?
To promote sustainability and environmental awareness?
On campus, sir.
On campus, all right. Well, starting off, I feel like you have to start one by one, and you have to start little. It's a big challenge to take, and it's a big thing that we have to do, but something small that we will start with is recycling. We already recycle. We will put more recycling bins around campus. And something else we could do is, I remember something that we've been working on actually is getting more proper waste for women products and women's hygiene products in the restroom so that they don't have to be, tossing it, and they will feel more comfortable using the things and everything like that. Now, of course, when we're talking about environmental awareness, there are other events that we could do within the Student Association to promote this as awareness through the Campus Affairs Committee, which is delegated to handling campus affairs and things that involve the campus. That's my take.
Thank you. All right. Same question. Absolutely, sir. What are your plans to promote sustainability and environmental awareness on campus?
So ESG, or environmental social governance, is like a really big buzzword in corporate. So I have a lot of experience kind of within how to promote it. I think the best way to go about ESG is to raise awareness on campus and education. Because coming from an education background, I feel like informing people on what they should do with their decisions and how to make more sustainable choices is the way to go. It's like one of the famous adage everyone knows. You give a man a fish, he eats for one day. You teach a man to fish, he eats for life. So we can't just teach people one-time use, like, oh, you put your plastic away. We can have different events through the Student Association teaching about environmental consciousness, partner with organization and advocacy groups like NIPERG or other groups on campus as well.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Would you like me to reinstate the question, or?
You just.
Oh, yeah, I'm so sorry. New question, I apologize. To you, Sean. If elected, how will you measure the success of your administration, and how will you keep yourself accountable to the promise you make during your campaign?
Can you repeat the question one time?
If elected, how will you measure the success of your administration, and how will you keep yourself accountable to the promise you make during your campaign?
So measuring success is always a tricky thing because some people set unrealistic expectations. So I'm not going to come here and tell you, we're going to quadruple your club funding, we're going to get 300 new members and all that. That's not very sustainable. one way that I kind of would judge success on my end is one of the most important things I think for the organization is sustainability. Because at the end of the day, this isn't like a real political place. We only have one term here, and none of us stay here for usually longer than 5 to 6 years. That's the usual lifetime of a student. I think the best way to ensure like sustainability from my court would be rewriting the Student Association Constitution, which quickly raise your hand in here if you were born in the year after 2003. Yeah, so everyone that just raised your hand, the Constitution is literally older than you and hasn't been updated in like 2 decades. So I think writing in our bylaws a better line of succession and roles and responsibilities, like even my role as career development chairman, that's not even a real role in our Constitution. I think restructuring the foundation is kind of the main thing I want to do, and it's very easy with a large Senate team and passionate people.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Brandon Adams, would you like me to restate the question? Excellent. If elected, how will you measure the success of your administration, and how will you keep yourself accountable to the promise you make during your campaign?
Well, obviously, I feel like I'm going to work tirelessly end and day to ensure that the promises that I make to the students are kept. That's one. Now, in terms of accountability, I feel like accountability is something that each team member is responsible for ensuring that their other team member is keeping accountable. Of course, we're gonna, like in the previous question that you had stated, there's gonna be ways to track what's going on, track who's doing what, track the hours that are being made. So much like in a proactive team, I'm not gonna measure, it's hard to measure our success until after we already succeed. So the best thing to do is to measure what we do in the moment, day by day, minute by minute, in order to ensure that we're taking the right steps responsible to achieve the goals with the plans that we have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Same question.
New question.
Okay. New question, Brandon. What is one thing you believe Student Association is currently doing well, and one thing you would change if elected?
Currently, I believe one thing that the Student Association is doing well is providing a good atmosphere for students to come into the student lounge and enjoy themselves and to feel free and to feel like they have a nice place where they can go and maybe study if classes are being very hectic and everything like that. One thing I feel like I would change is definitely something I would change is the office rules and how we conduct ourselves within the office, because how we conduct ourselves in the office is gonna be how we're able to be productive, and it's gonna be how we're gonna be able to focus and to get serious about the things that we actually have to get done, advocating for the students, helping the students, representing the students. That comes with marketing, that comes with publication, that comes with increasing the amount of committee members and defining what it really means to be in a committee, and defining how many members in the specific roles in each committee to better represent the students.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Same question.
Could you repeat it?
What?
Could you repeat it?
Yes. What is one thing you believe Student Association is currently doing well, and one thing you would change if elected?
I think my favorite innovation for Student Association this year was I really did like how Vaughn expanded upon what I did in the Career Development Committee last year. Because last year we kind of focused a little bit too much on business and finance students. And I really do appreciate how he had more opportunities for people that work. Like he brought in the manager from the American Dream Mall, and he brought in like people that work in athletics. That was something that I was unable to do in my time that I really want to work with him going forward to keep it going, because I feel like servicing a wider population of students is good. I think one thing that I would definitely change about the Student Association is that for all of you that don't know, the Student Association recently got redone over the summer. And I think holistically, and kind of what I've seen from the people that used to be there and they don't go there, it's not a very welcome and opening environment anymore. It looks much more sterile and like an office. I think kind of giving the place a little bit of a facelift, like repainting it a little bit, putting some more decorations, and like promoting the space will be a lot better, because a lot of students that I've been noted from GSSP and like international students, they're actually afraid to go to the Student Association because it looks a little bit too sterile or hostile, and I think that can be remedied by putting our students out there and making our senators and chairs known. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Next question. What role do you think Student Association should play in addressing social justice issues on campus?
Can you say one more time?
What role do you think Student Association should play in addressing social justice issues on campus?
All right, so I think Student Association should take a very frontward and comforting role in Student Association. Everyone that knows me I'm a big DEI guy. So I've helped out NABA, which helps out a lot of our Black students, Ascend, which helps out a lot of our Asian students, and I've been a big proponent of Alpha, which has helped a lot of our Latino students historically. And I feel like bringing those clubs up and kind of getting in their professional networks and their DEI initiatives to kind of like teach that people from minority backgrounds still can make it out there in the world, not even in a traditional finance sense, is good. The other thing I would want to do is kind of like overhaul the multicultural chair, because over the past 3 years, that chair really hasn't done too much to push the social issues on campus. I think one of their events, strangely enough, was a rodeo, but I definitely think going forward, we should have an advocate for the Student Association to push those issues and also work with like different organizations on campus. Thank you.
Thank you. Question for you. Thank you. What role do you think student associations should play in addressing social justice issues on campus?
Much like I said earlier, the Student Association should play a role where we meet the students where they are on the campus. That includes running around, that includes walking around, that includes having patrols around campus of the Student Association where we will walk around, check in with the students. How are you doing? How are you doing? Have the Student Association checkpoints up where students can quite literally scan a QR code and tell us their dilemmas and tell us their problems. I feel that the Student Association should play much more of a kind of like a big brother role in this term, in this sense, because we're supposed to be the middle ground between administration and the students. And in being the middle ground, that requires us to be able to handle these kinds of situations and not condemn somebody or not tell something. No, we're supposed to tell us, we're here for you. We're gonna connect you with the right people in order to get the right things done. And if there is something obviously that happened wrong or some kind of injustice that was held, it's our responsibility to advocate for you, to represent you, and to properly execute efficiently, accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, now we're into a part of the conclusion part. We'll start with you.
Okay.
Just to clarify, this is like the outro.
The conclusion, it's conclusion. Closing remarks.
Oh, we're closing. All right. Well, now we're closing, everybody. My name is Brandon Adams. I am your second year Vice President of Student Association, as well as serving in many administrative committees on campus. I'm here to bring change. I'm here to bring prosperity, and I'm here to bring efficiency not only to the student government, but through bringing it to the student government, I hope to be able to bring the proper efficiency to Queens College to better help your campus experience and to better help our students succeed.
Thank you. All right, closing remarks from Mr. Sean.
Okay. I want to leave you guys off with one of my favorite quotes from Albert Einstein. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Over the past couple of years, I've seen the same policies and people push the same things to do. And I feel like over the past couple of years, that needs to stop because no significant change has happened over the past couple of years. And if you want change and you want progress, vote for Sean D. Rajkumar. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. So at this time, I would like to wish the best of you guys in your presidency and your campaigning. And we are now concluding our 25-26 campaign for presidential. Best of luck, gentlemen. Thank you.